Hi guys, my name is Sofia, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about a very important historical figure, and that is Martin Luther King Jr., or MLK. Now, MLK was a leader in the Civil Rights Movement, and the Civil Rights Movement was a movement in America that fought for equal rights for African Americans. So Martin Luther King was a spokesperson, and he traveled in the country to give speeches, and one of his most famous speeches that you might have heard of is his I Have a Dream speech. One of the things that he says in this speech is, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." Now this means that he wanted people not to judge others on the color of their skin and how they look on the outside, but how they are as a person. And this is a very, very important message. So MLK fought for white people and black people to have the same rights, because at the time, black people had very little rights, and he wanted white and black people to be equal. And when I say fight, I don't mean pelear. I mean that he fought peacefully for these things. And MLK was it was very important to him that all of the protests and things he was fighting for were done so peacefully and achieved through nonviolence. And because of this, he won a big prize, and this prize is called the Nobel Peace Prize. Besides winning a big prize, Martin Luther King had many other achievements. One of these achievements was getting a law passed, which is called the Civil Rights Act, and this law outlawed discrimination. So it was illegal to have any racist laws. And this got rid of segregation. And segregation was when public places were separated based on whether you were black or white. So there was many public places like water fountains and restaurants that were separated into ones for black people and ones for white people. And I'll show you some pictures so that you can better understand what it was like. Another achievement, besides passing the act and outlawing segregation, was the Voting Rights Act, which gave African Americans the right to vote. So that's very, very important. And Martin Luther King's activism, which again is fighting for the change, brought many, many good changes. And we're all super grateful that he was alive to make those changes and to progress the rights of African Americans. Now, unfortunately, Martin Luther King was assassinated, so he was shot by somebody while standing on a balcony at the Lorraine Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee. And even though he died, his messages of peace and equality still live on today, and we still remember him as a very, very important person. I hope you learned something about MLK, and I urge you all to look into Black history a little bit more if you'd like to, because it's very important, and I think we all can learn a little bit more about these things. Thank you for listening.